What are you doing daily to stretch yourself? What are you doing to press the boundaries of your comfort zone? Welcome to your Daily Whisper. I am Kara Bradley, bringing you what I know it takes to own your power, to feel in your skin, on your feet, on the ground, ready to really design the life that you want and deserve. The last couple of days, I've been a broken record talking about being centered, coherent, strong, calm, clear. Those daily inner actions that are non-negotiable. If there's anything I want to scream from the rooftops, it is simply to prioritize yourself with your daily inner practices. So if you haven't downloaded the grid, the mental fitness grid, free on the show notes on my website, please do that today. It will at least get you launched. So for today, I want to ask you, what are you doing to spend some time under tension, at the edge? What are you doing to press the boundaries just 1% more every day in some capacity? It's the only way we grow. It's the only thing we need to do every day to feel like we are moving the ball forward. It is one of my favorite things as a strength coach, as a yoga teacher, being in fitness, being a mental performance coach. One of my favorite things to do is to hold people right there at the edge, where their body is shaking a little bit, where their eyes are wide open, because it's uncomfortable, because it's new, it's where we feel alive. So let me just explain here, hopefully in 7 minutes or less, what this is all about. As a certified strength and conditioning specialist, I did a lot of training in understanding how to grow muscles, how to get stronger. There are 3 things we can do in order to press boundaries, and it's duration, volume, and repetition. In other words, we go longer, we go heavier, and we do it more often. So we know this from the gym. If you're doing the chest presses, the bicep curls, the squats, sometimes heavier, oftentimes heavier is going to get you stronger. Oftentimes it's repetition, just increasing the reps. If you're working cardio, if you're on the treadmill, if you're out for a walk, if you're rowing, if you're swimming, you increase the duration. This is how you intentionally spend time under tension, right? You stretch yourself, you challenge. It's a little trickier when you start to look at the other practices that you're doing, such as meditation. Well, meditation's easy. You can just go longer. You can do a meditation practice that is new, different, challenges you in a way. You can spend more time in solitude. You can really focus in on what you're eating, how often you're eating. So these are ways for you to grab that microscope and to look at all of those inner practices that are on the grid, and to be very intentional about spending some time under tension or stretching yourself in some capacity. Maybe it's just diving into the supplements that you're taking. Like, what is in this? How is this helping me? What do I need more of? What are the experts saying out there? And of course, you can always reach out to me on that, especially when it comes to gut-brain optimization. Maybe it's, like I said last week, being less predictable, doing something different, getting out of that comfort zone, that repetitive cycle that we spend so much time in. What action can you do today to stretch yourself? If you're not sure, take a look at the grid. I so encourage you to print out that grid. It's just going to remind you, perhaps, of what you're not doing. Not as a way to shame you at all, but to encourage you to get outside that speed of the busy day and the rat race and the scroll and all of that stuff that numbs us. This is about feeling more alive. And when we press up to the edges and the boundaries, the verges of who we are and what we do day in and day out, time slows down. We feel more connected. We feel more alive. We feel happier. It's called flow. So one action today to stretch yourself, to be less predictable, to go longer, heavier, more often, to get uncomfortable. This is what I love so much about the work I do in the arena with the women that I'm working with in the masterminds. We now have 2 paths, which is so exciting. The inner path, which goes heavily into that grid, and the impact path, which is about how we launch business, how we really, really get uncomfortable. There's a lot of juice in that one. Take a look at the show notes if you want more info there. For today, it's about stretching. It's about 1% more. It's about time under tension. Duration, volume, repetition. Go longer, go heavier, go more often. Do it today. One thing. I promise you, you're going to become somewhat obsessive about stretching yourself every day. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, this is where you start to move the needle in every area of your life. Thanks for being here.